Hi, I'm Mary Lou Husak, Executive Director of United Way Centraide, Northeastern Ontario. For close to 40 years, United Way has been embedded in the fabric that we call our community. We work with our community partners to identify and address and to target the issues that are affecting so many people across Northeastern Ontario every year. Issues like food insecurities, search for shelter, domestic violence, and so much more. Together, we are making a difference. Every time you support United Way, you are supporting the agencies who are delivering the services in our communities to so many people who need it the most. We want you to know that we work to identify and to address local urgent needs of our communities. Today, we want to show you the difference that your support makes to the agencies who are providing the essential frontline services. Without you, we couldn't do this work, so thank you. Today, we are at l'Association des jeunes de la rue.
Association has been in existence for a number of decades. It was initially a youth shelter. Over time, started offering the outreach program, so it was a funded program. The youth shelter closed its doors about a year ago, but the outreach program continues. The outreach workers are out on the street working with who are really the most vulnerable in our community. Le programme d'outreach, liaison communautaire, joue un rôle essentiel dans la communauté. Ces gens-là sont des résidents de notre communauté, ce sont nos voisins. Puis on a une obligation morale de les appuyer, de les rencontrer où ils sont, de les respecter, de leur offrir de l'appui. The outreach workers will go out with a van and they go meet clients where they are. We have the luxury of going home at the end of the day to our apartments and to our homes. We have people in our community who live in tents, who, as we call it, living rough, who live in the bush, they live in parks, and they're hidden. We don't often see them. And they deliver services.
We could have a quiet night where everyone just gives us a simple hello, or we could have spent an hour in one spot with one of our clients just chatting.
The work that our outreach workers do really changes these clients' lives. They touch them at a personal level. They establish a connection. They get to know them as people and not as a drug addict or someone who's psychotic who has a mental health issue, but they know them as individuals. They know them by their name.
A lot of our individuals out in the community don't have the same privileges that we do. We get to go home, we get to communicate with people through social media, we get to communicate with people, going through a drive-through. Our individuals, sometimes the only conversation that they have in a day is with us. And I think that's so special, and I think it's so important to establish those connections.
The United Way funding is fundamental to the existence of the outreach program. If it wasn't for the donation from people in our community who care about other residents in their neighborhoods and in their community, the outreach program wouldn't exist. And what that would mean was that these clients wouldn't have access to some of these basic services. We have to care about our neighbors. We have to care about the people who live in our community. We have to not be as quick to judge. Every one of these people has a story. No one chooses to live that life. I think supporting United Way is a great way to help the outreach program. The money that we receive from the United Way Centraide supports this program and allows the outreach workers to do their work so that we're not spending all of our time selling chocolate bars and raising money to pay for these services. Because if we didn't get the money from United Way, if outreach didn't exist, that need would still be in our community. What I love most about being a part of this organization is that every gesture, everything that you do has a direct impact on the life of someone. Every time those outreach workers go out on the street, they're touching someone personally. It's not a form that's being filled out. It's not a box that's being checked. They're touching a human being and they're changing their life for that day. And that's important.